one will be unable to perform the Dharmakaya Phowa. First, one must recognize the nature of mind. One must train to recognize the nature of mind. Then one sees the nature of mind through the power of mindful awareness. Through the power of mindful awareness, whatever thoughts and afflictive emotions arise within the mind, they will be transformed into wisdom. Afflictive emotions will be transformed into wisdom. That power will arise. Once this power has arisen, one is able to transform afflictive emotions through mindful awareness. Then one is able to perform the Dharmakaya Phowa. So through wisdom or mindful awareness, first one must recognize whatever appears within the mind, whatever thoughts and afflictive emotions arise. And then through mindful awareness, they are eliminated, just like fire is burning the wood. The afflictive emotions are like the wood, and the mindful awareness is like the fire. If one realizes that, then one realizes that actually all the afflictive emotions of the sentient beings in the three realms and my own afflictive emotion are the same. There is only one afflictive emotion. So from within such a state of inseparable self and other, one is able then to liberate all the afflictive emotions as they arise. And if one is able to liberate them, one realizes the view, that is to see the nature of mind. So then when one is able to liberate all these afflictive emotions upon arising, then one has the ability to perform the Dharmakaya Phowa. And in the text, though, it first begins with the syllable A, and that represents the non-established nature of all phenomena within samsara and nirvana. They lack any characteristics or any true existence. A is said to be the self-arisen sound, or the sound of emptiness. So then it says, in a single moment from within the state of the inseparable unity of clarity and emptiness. First it says that. So when one meditates and one realizes the nature of mind, mind will become like the expanse of space. And within that expanse of space, there is a clear knowing capacity that knows this expanse of space. And this is free of all mental fixation. It is free of the grasping to that duality of self and other. Within such a state, one must remain. Such a state must be habituated. So the aspect of clarity in this state is the unconditional love for all sentient beings. So here, regarding that, it says, light rays of compassion pervade the 6 realms. So this refers to the unconditional love, the non-concept bound love that pervades all sentient beings. And this light of love that pervades all sentient beings benefits sentient beings. So there is a big difference between the conditioned love and the unconditioned love that we must clearly understand. When we have love for our friends and families, we think they are my friend or my family, so there is some fixation to the self. Although there is love, which is the good aspect, but then there is also self-grasping, which is very harmful. It is said that the unconditioned love is like medicine. It is unlike the poisoned love that is defiled by self-grasping. For example, if there is 2 friends and one has unconditioned love, one loves the person and then one is happy if that person has many other friends. One does not cling to this person. But if one clings to the person to be mine, then one will get jealous if the other person interacts with other people. And that fixation, this clinging, is what is so harmful. And in the end, these 2 people may end up separating from each other. the fault in that arises from self-grasping. So it's very important to understand the difference between the unconditioned love and the conditioned love that is defiled by self-grasping. So the unconditioned love, that is the love that pervades all sentient beings. That is the thought that things may be of benefit to all sentient beings. And it is called unconditioned love because it is present whether or not there is an object of compassion present. It always remains and at all times pervades all sentient beings. So that is the ideal compassion to be cultivated, the unconditioned compassion. So those sentient beings who have not realized that, due to their self-grasping, it appears to them that we are separate, they are separate beings. Realizing the nature of mind, one understands that in reality we have the same essence, the same nature, and there's not the slightest difference. And so all this consciousness appears like different vessels of milk, but then when, no matter how many they are, when they are churned, then what is extracted from that is the butter. And the essence of that, there is no difference. So the essence is always the same. So it is said here then the consciousness of the one's own consciousness and the consciousness of all sentient beings take on the form of a white arm, and through the four immeasurables of the blessing of their reality and so forth. So the consciousness takes on the form of a small form of which then dissolves into one's heart. Within a state of great love, one should meditate on the syllable merging with the heart. This love, which is unconditioned, pervades all beings, Buddhas and sentient beings. Through the love that pervades all sentient beings, it will destroy their self-grasping. It is just the temporary self-grasping which is like a block of ice. And once it collapses, once it is melted, it will become one with the vast ocean. So just in an instant, through the compassionate power of the Buddhas whose mind pervades all sentient beings, in an instant a sentient being may realize the nature of mind. So one meditates that the consciousness is the nature of the syllable and then merges within one's heart. And so the compassionate powers of the three jewels are said to have three great powers. It says here, of the three jewels and the three roots, it is attracted and dissolves into me.